Hey, I said I would get back to you on this subject or the subject topic of our next study at Long Branch Covenant Church. We're going to start on February the 9th, I believe it is. I'll give you those dates in a minute. And we want to look at this book here called Why I Trust the Bible by William Mounce. And it's an excellent book, as I mentioned in my promo video, the first promo video. And we're going to be looking at certain subjects concerning these things. And we're going to look at first the historical Jesus. Then we're going to look at contradictions in the Bible, the canon, how we pick the books of the Bible, or how the books of the Bible were picked, I should say. And then we're going to look at a subject that I love called textual criticism. And it's something that I trust will really help all of you get your mind around how the Bible came to us. And then we'll also look at translations and finally the Old Testament. But these are the things that we really want to discover and help us get a grasp of how the Bible has authority, which is really the important question. I believe this is one of the most, if not the most important subject that we can study today. And reading the Bible is great. I never want to undermine that. I think, I don't always complete it or finish it, but we should read through the Bible at least once a year. At least once a year, we should go through it. That's a very important thing for us to do as Christians. But what we have to understand also is that there are attacks on the Bible today as whether or not it is reliable. I guess that's the right word, reliable. And I teach and believe that the reliability of the Bible is dependent on the credibility of the eyewitnesses. Now, there's a couple of other things that also have to come into play, like transmission. Were they right or good at transmitting the Bible, especially to the early church fathers, who would be the students or disciples of the apostles? We know the apostles were Jesus' students or Jesus' disciples, and they accurately recorded the events of Jesus' life. And then they did it first through oral tradition, or oral history, and then they wrote it down. And we'll look at the reasons for that. And it's going to be a great study because it's going to equip you to be able to defend why you trust the Bible. And that's the important thing. I believe the Bible is infallible, it's inerrant in its original writings, but you know what? We don't have the original writings, but we have copies of the original writings. And even though we might say we have copies of copies, we can see whether or not the chain of custody was something that we could really depend on. Sorry for the ding. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. And I trust it'll be helpful to you. And we'll have a sign-up sheet. We'll go out with our mailing list. I'll put it on my Facebook pages and also on YouTube. I guess we'll have a place where you can follow the link to get to the place to sign up for the Bible study. So I hope you see this as important and that you sign up for it, and it'll be a great study. Oh yeah, one more thing. I will do a Zoom call later in that week after each study, whether it's on a weeknight or on Saturday morning, where you can come in and ask questions. And it'll only be offered to people who are part of the study, whether they are part of the study online or whether they show up personally at Long Branch Covenant Church, 355 Joline Avenue in Long Branch, New Jersey. Again, you saw the scrolling announcement. There it is again, Wednesday, the 9th of February through March 16th, or the 16th of March, 7 to 8:30 p.m. Should mention we're going to do 2 sessions with a 10-minute break in between, and we're going to start on time. So I hope to see you there.